Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash, and I'm back again with another Honeybook tutorial. And this one is gonna knock your freaking socks off. Today, we're gonna be talking about workflows in Honeybook and how it's going to absolutely change the game for you. Run the intro. For all my subscribers, welcome back. And for any new people, what's up? My channel is all about helping filmmakers turn their passion into paychecks whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Just really quickly, guys, I want to let you know this video is not sponsored. Honeybook did not pay me in any which way or form to make these videos. I'm simply doing it because it helps me tremendously. And if it helps me and you guys are part of my squad, I'm gonna share the information with you too. But I do have the ability to offer you 50% off of your first year, and I'll leave that link in the description below. So if you're into learning new things, simplifying your workflow, and saving some money, just make sure you hit up that link below. But let's get into this video. So let's talk about a workflow in general. So for me, a workflow is just something that you create that makes your life a little bit easier in terms of moving something from one point at the beginning to an end point. Having a solid workflow in play is something that can really help take a lot of load off of your shoulder in terms of remembering certain things and having to do certain things every single time, and help you book more clients in the most efficient way possible. A good workflow is also really good for your clients because think about it like this. You want to make this as straightforward, transparent, and simple as possible to move your clients from an inquiry to a booking. And I'll tell you, in this game, sometimes it doesn't come down to your price. Sometimes it doesn't even come down to your skill level. Sometimes it really just comes down to how quickly you are able to communicate with that client and help them move on to the next step. Because look at it again from the client's perspective. You have two companies that you're talking to. One that's messaging you right away, giving you all the information that you really want, and helping to understand what you need and moving you along the process to get there, compared to the other person that responds maybe once or twice a week and very vaguely, and there's no information that's gonna help you. Like, which one are you gonna book with, realistically? Obviously, you're gonna go with the first person. And now think about it again from your perspective. If you're able to have a workflow set up where you're able to actually automate things, how much time does that save you on a week-by-week, client-by-client basis? A lot of time, a lot. So let's hop over to Honeybook now and see how you can actually automate your pipeline. Really quickly, guys, this is an advanced option within the Honeybook system. So you will need to go back and watch some of the previous videos so that you understand everything that you're able to do or that you need to have in place to be able to automate it on the back end with a workflow. So let's go through my wedding workflow together. So the first thing you want to do is head over to your tools and then click on where it says workflows. So right now I only have one set up right now. So let's take a look at this first page first. So first thing you want to do is take a look at where it actually starts to automate. So this is where I say, guys, it's so important for you to have this contact form. Have a website or somewhere that you can have this linked to and get people to fill out your contact form, because this is the backbone that triggers everything within your workflow. Okay, so the first thing here is automate via contact form. So right here, you can see that I have a bunch of different services, but specifically for my wedding clients that visit my wedding website, I want them to fill out that form and it will automatically default to this workflow. So in this case, I'm gonna keep it as default for contact form. So let's go in there and take a look at it now. I'll walk you guys through the steps and then I'll show you how you can actually create one after. So cool, client fills out my contact form. The first thing they do is get an introduction consultation set up. So essentially, you fill out my contact form, then right away you get an email thanking them for obviously, coming to your website and considering you for the job. So automatically within that email, it provides a link where they can set up a consultation. Then great, I get a notification on my phone letting me know that they set up a consultation and we have that consultation. Now during my consultations, I'll get to know them a little bit. I'll obviously share my packages with them. I'll share how my discounts work, answer some frequently asked questions, show them some of my photos or videos or whatever if they haven't seen it on social media already. And I'll tell them just basically how to book me. After that's done, I'll send them out a brochure. And essentially my brochure is like the follow-up, let's say the first follow-up after our consultation, just letting them know exactly what we talked about and summarizing everything. And again, showing all my packages and everything like that, letting them know what packages we offer and giving them the ability to select the ones that they like the most. Now, if they don't book my services right away, I'll send them a series of follow-up emails. So I send about 3 follow-up emails, one 5 days, 10 days, and 14 days after initial consultation. And the way that I operate is I offer a discount if you book within 15 days. So each one of those emails, just remind them that they have a certain amount of days remaining until the discount expires, and also just making sure that all their questions are answered. Now, if they do fill out the brochure and they select the services that they want, we'll immediately send over the contract, invoice, and payment structure. Once they sign that, we're theirs for the day. Throughout that time, we might have very small conversations either on the phone or via email. Anytime I talk to them on the phone, I'll send them an email with just a summary of what we talked about or whatever the case is. That's cool. But then when we get closer to the wedding date, we'll actually send them out a wedding questionnaire. So I like to do it 30 days before the wedding day just because it gives them enough time to plan out everything that they need to know. So like venues, where they want to do their after photos, all those kind of little details that you might not know right away after you booked us. I'll wait 30 days prior to the wedding day to get that information. Boom, they get a questionnaire, cool. And we actually do the wedding. Everything's cool. Then we send them out another email about how we like to be credited when they're sharing their photos and images. And then after all the editing is done or whatnot, we'll send out a post-wedding questionnaire, just asking them how we did, what they liked about us, maybe what we could improve. And I mean, gathering that information is important, guys, because let's face it, we're not perfect, right? We might do things a certain way that we think is best for us as the business end, but sometimes it might not be best for the client. And knowing that information is really good. And if it is just a straight positive review, that's something that you can actually post on your website to get like social proof, I think is what they call it, where like if people see that other people use your service and liked it, they're more likely to book you in the future. So having that social proof on your website or social media or wherever is another great way to just build that trust between you and a new client. And then after that, a year later, we just send them another email just congratulating them on their first year anniversary, which to me is just really cool. Now, a lot of these options, you have the ability to automatically happen. So as soon as it's triggered, it's gonna happen, or you can approve it before it actually sends out. Now for me, I actually approve every single step before I send it out, because look at it like this. Weddings especially is one of those things where it's like very, you have to be engaged, you have to care a bit, right? And you don't wanna make it come across as you just being robotic, or maybe somebody else is just handling this and they're just another number to you, right? So if a client messages me, let's say, I don't know, randomly they fill out my contact form at 2 a.m. and then that very second they get a response, they're gonna be like, wait, am I just part of like some type of pipeline or automation, right? And you don't really want a bride to feel that way, right? So by me having the ability to approve it just gives a little bit more of that human aspect to it, and it just makes it a little bit more, I don't know, meaningful to the other person on the other end, right? So I like to approve it before I send it. That gives me the ability to not only just see what they put out there in terms of the contact form, and then make a more personalized response if I have to, in terms of setting up the consultation or whatever the next step will be in the pipeline. So now let's actually create a workflow together. So again, guys, this is where it becomes super important for you to actually have a lot of these things set up already so that you can add it into the workflow. But let's do it together. So first thing we'll go to is add a new one. We'll do a new wedding workflow. And then the first thing we're gonna do is send an email. So this is how it looks when you're actually starting to create these things. So the first thing I want to do is send out a new email, and we will select intro and consultation. So this will happen right away, and it's after activating workflow. So as soon as they fill out that contact form, right away, I have the ability to send this. Now I'm gonna, once again, not make this happen automatically. I'm gonna make it approved before sending, okay? So let's just hop over to that email. So I'm just gonna save that for right now. Let's hop back over into our templates. And if we go to emails and we go to wedding intro and consultation, this is essentially what the client will see. So it'll automatically fill their name out for me, which is cool. It'll have a little blurb just kind of thanking them and telling them what we do within the consultation, and then go ahead and click here, right? So if they click here, and they'll schedule a 30-minute Zoom consultation. We look forward to talking to you. La-di-da, great. Just some of my information. So when a client actually clicks here, let's say for example, I'll show you how it looks on my end. So let's go back to tools and calendar. So I have a few options, or one option set up here. So it's a 30-minute consultation, right? Again, guys, this is another full video that goes into detail on how to create and use this, but this is just to show you an example. So I have a 30-minute consultation within this. So open it up, it creates a Zoom link, all the other stuff. There's all this other great stuff. Cool, cool, cool. My availability, great, great, great. And I'll just save that and we're ready to go with that. So now let's just hop back over to my workflow. And let's just make this my, we'll change this to wedding for now. We're gonna delete this after, but it's just kind of to show you guys. Let's hop back in. So great. First thing we do is we send them an introduction email. We have the consultation. The next thing that we wanna do is send them out a brochure. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna say send a brochure. We're gonna send them the wedding brochure. It's gonna be accompanied by the wedding post consultation. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna select after brochure is submitted. So we'll say 0 days, whatever. This is gonna send again, approve before sending. So I'm gonna save that. We are going to hop back into our tools. We're gonna go to templates. We're gonna go to brochures, and we're gonna go to our wedding brochure just so you guys can get an idea of what they see. So this is what's being emailed out to the client. A little bit about us, thanking them again, a little visual, just giving them some information on the team, a little information on myself. Then it's just gonna show them the packages that we offer and what we talked about, quick summary again, and then it gives them the ability to select the one that they like. So this is where it's really important, guys, to have your packages again filled out, because once you send out a brochure, again, we wanna make this as simple as possible for the couple. All they have to do is click on the package they like and submit it, and they're done. That from there, it sends me an update showing me what package they were interested in, then I send them out a proposal. And again, in the proposal, it's gonna give them the contract, the invoice, and show them the payment structure required for their booking. But let's go back here to our workflow. So great, we send them out a brochure. Again, now let's say that they don't actually respond right away, right? A couple days might go by before they actually book the service. This is where we'll create another email. And what I'll do is set up an email. So we're gonna send an email. The email that we're gonna send is our wedding booking follow-up. That's gonna happen 5 days after activating the workflow. So essentially after we have the consultation, 5 days after that, if they don't book, I'm gonna send them out my first follow-up. So again, I'm gonna set this to approve before sending. Now let's assume that they don't do it within the 5 days. We need to send them another follow-up. We will go to wedding follow-up 2. We're gonna set this to 10 days after activating workflow. And we're gonna approve before sending, because maybe, and again, we're gonna say that we approve it before sending because maybe they do book before this happens and I don't wanna send them this email and they already booked, right? Doesn't make any sense. And then one more, we'll say, I don't know, send another email actually. This is a follow-up 3, and this is gonna happen 14 days after activating workflow. And again, we're gonna approve before sending. You guys can see this is how this is starting to take place. It's really just knowing exactly what steps kind of happen every single time with your clients. And instead of manually setting that up to happen every single time, you can set up the workflow, have it automatically triggered, and then you just have to approve before sending out the email. And it's like having that constant reminder that you have something to do with this specific client. So here's the information, just come in and do it. Like, just approve this for me. I love that part of it. The other thing, I'll show you one last one, is how to set up a questionnaire. So questionnaires, guys, are super important, right? We're gonna go with a wedding questionnaire. We're gonna set this with our email that says pre-wedding day questionnaire. So a questionnaire is gonna happen with the email. This is gonna happen, let's see, before project date, and we're gonna say 30 days before the actual wedding, like I said before. We're again gonna approve before sending, just in case they already send us all the information. We're not gonna send another questionnaire. But yeah, that's how that works. So let's save that, and we'll go back to tools, and I'm just gonna show you guys a questionnaire for the wedding day. We will go to questionnaires and wedding questionnaire. So guys, this is the secret sauce. A lot of people don't do this, but I guarantee setting up questionnaires and actually using them with your clients, it's gonna be a supreme way for you to get organized and to show your clients that you're a professional. So on mine, you guys will see I'm not gonna read this all out, I'll just scroll through for you here. It just asks for a bunch of information that you as a vendor wanna know so that you can go in and do your job basically. Well, let's hop back over to workflows. And let's just say at any point you want to add another step in. So we'll go back to my previous one, and I'm just thinking about it right now. I wanna send another email. And in that email, I just wanna say basically like, thank you for booking us. So it's gonna send an email, it's gonna say thank you. This is gonna happen after they've booked after they've made first payment. So right away, it's just gonna basically say, thank you for choosing our team, la-di-da-di-da. Then from there, let's just save here. You can just move it to wherever you want it to happen. So I'm gonna move it right after the follow-ups. And now we have a thank you email that's sent out to them. Now, what I would recommend to you guys, if you're just basically just starting now and you wanna create your first workflow, just take a piece of paper or an iPad or something and just write down specifically the steps that you use on each client. So for your weddings, sit down and look at how your process actually works. Write it down on a piece of paper in a straight line, and then go back and create the email on Honeybook that you know you want to say every single time to these clients, or like a template of what you want to say every single time. And also put in the type of things that you want to share with the client. So in this case, I have a brochure, I have a contract, an invoice, payment structure, all those kind of things. Just know exactly what you want to send out to your clients from a majority standpoint, and have that written down on a paper so you can go into Honeybook and create it and make this part of it all work nice and easily. And guys, I can't stress how important it is for you to utilize some type of client management system. I know a lot of us like to lie to ourselves, me included, as creatives, that we got this. It's nothing, we got this, it's easy, I got it. Don't worry about it, I don't need to pay for nothing, I'm good. That's a lie. We're lying to ourselves, because there's a lot of times that we forget steps, we don't do steps, we don't share information, we don't come off as professional, we're sloppy and slow to that first hit. And it happens because we're trying to remember every single thing. Like I said, if you have one, maybe two clients that reach out to you every week or so, maybe you can keep up with the demand. But once you start getting more and more clients, you need to pay for something that's going to help you organize yourself. I've been doing this now for about 12 years, and rarely do I ever have a client just reach out and say, hey, I love your work, where do I send the money to book you? Like, it just doesn't happen that way. There's a portion of where you have to introduce yourself, understand their issue and what they need from you specifically, send out that information, and then receive the money from these clients. It's never, ever, ever just straight to the money and pay you. And my question to you guys is, wouldn't it just be awesome to have 70% of that process already set up and just literally 1 or 2 clicks away from sending it out to your clients? The answer is yes, right? Don't lie to yourself. The answer is yes. But guys, that's all I'm gonna share with you today about workflows. And again, guys, if you've never heard of Filmmaker Pro, this is your opportunity to hop in and join our team. We're gonna be sharing a lot of information surrounding how to not only book and attract clients, but how to actually do the work and the technical parts, the creative parts, how to use a camera, how to decide on buying your first camera, and then a lot of those other intangibles that a lot of other filmmakers just don't want to share with you because they're afraid of you becoming their competition. I am not afraid of you becoming my competition. As a matter of fact, if I arm you with the tools to do a better job, we're gonna help to grow this industry together. So if you're interested in learning more about that, go ahead and click on the link in the description below so you can sign up and join the team. And finally, guys, if you've made it to this point, you've watched all these videos, you've gathered all this information, everything makes sense and you're ready to move forward with Honeybook, there is a 50% discount in the description below for your first year. Listen, do not sign up for Honeybook without receiving a discount. Some people are able to offer you 20%, I'm able to offer you 50%. So do yourself the favor and save some money for the best way for you to manage your clients on the internet, period. But other than that, guys, I just want to thank you again for watching this video and sharing your time with me. And always remember, guys, to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.